and welcome to the Haverhill Journal, where we give you a quick look at what's happening in our city. I'm Lindsay Paris, and for the New Year's first show, we're taking a look at the new development, breathing fresh life into the Primrose Street area, the old, a Martin Luther King Day city tradition, and a combination of both old and new, looking for the best hills, past and present, to enjoy the beloved winter pastime of sledding. First, you may remember when the Journal covered the Pilgrim Lanes closure in 2016. 2 years later, we've gone full circle with a visit to the new Jaques Haverhill medical offices at the former Lanes location at 600 Primrose Street, which recently held a ribbon cutting to unveil its new state-of-the-art space. It's a one-stop shop for family health needs, with pediatric and women's health care, laboratory services, and more. Everyone's talking about the new Jaques Haverhill medical offices. The 30,000 square foot building will house 4 specialists, a blood draw lab, and 3 practices currently accepting new patients from the Haverhill area. Locals are loving the ease of getting to the new location, whether it be via easy highway access or public transit on MVRTA bus Route 13.
Well, we're really excited to have Jaques here in this great new facility, bringing a lot of services and businesses all under one roof, and actually room for even more. I know for myself, with my doctor's offices, it's great to have everything all in a one-stop shop, not have to go far.
It's great to see this facility here in Haverhill. We're a local Haverhill business, and obviously we welcome Jaques into town.
We wanted to create a medical destination. We wanted to put all these services complementing the other services that this city has to offer. Pentucket Medical, which is a beautiful space, women's health care, children's health care. We have a lab draw station. Our goal for the building is to keep as much service in this community as we can.
Management had approached me that they had asked me to come over to the Haverhill site here and open it up and kind of get it up on its feet, and I said absolutely. I'm a local from Bradford here, so it was also an easier commute for me going to, Haverhill versus going all the way to Newburyport, so it's very nice. We offer all laboratory services from blood draw to collection specimens. So as long as you have an order from a physician, nurse practitioner, we take all lab orders, all doctors, as well as all insurance companies.
Our goal was for children, since we see them since birth, to feel excited about coming to the doctor. And when we thought of designing our waiting room, we wanted to be inviting. We wanted to be a place where just you feel that big hug and come on in, and this is a good thing. It's a positive thing to see your physician. It's colorful, it's bright. We have that beautiful bubbling machine that everyone seems to be fascinated by. We see children from birth till 21 years old. So we sort of wanted to create a space that was inviting for that great span of ages.
We also have general surgeons in the building and our breast surgery program. We've launched an outpatient sleep program here, and then we're going to continue to add services. We have 8,000 square feet available that we're strategically working on right now to really match the needs of the community.
I think one of the greatest things about moving here to this new building is it's kind of like a one-stop shop for our patients as well, because we have the children's health care and they have the lab downstairs, and the specialty offices will be joining us, so they can really get all of that special care under one roof.
I've been with the practice for almost 30 years and been through several office locations, initially in West Newbury, Massachusetts, and Newburyport, and then we moved to Haverhill 20 years ago, I would say, and had a space in Central Plaza. We still have all the same services and support here in our new office. We're excited about being able to see patients in a bright new space.
Haverhill is attracting so many young homeowners now, and young professionals that want to move to Haverhill, and you absolutely have to be able to provide good medical care if you want to attract new homeowners. This is about families, this is about growth, and it will be full to capacity as soon as it opens the door. So, I'm just, congratulations to everyone. It's fantastic.
Senator Ives and myself, when we come to Haverhill for different events and different meetings for her, we've come by when it was a bowling alley. And the transformation is kind of incredible. For Jaques to come from Newburyport up here to spread out, we congratulate him, and we're with him 100%.
You can visit the Anna Jaques website at ajh.org for more information. Here we are in the middle of winter, and along with extreme cold and inclement weather comes the problem of finding things to do with your downtime. If your family has seen every holiday blockbuster twice and the thought of skiing is a little too extreme, you might just want to go old school by giving the time-honored pastime of sledding a go. HC Media's own Matt Belfiore did just that.
It's that time of year again, ladies and gentlemen. You know the time of year I'm talking about. Right after Christmas and New Year's, when there's absolutely nothing to do. It's dark, it's cold, you sit around on your couch eating things you shouldn't eat, watching terrible television, except for the Haverhill Journal, of course, which is the best television that you can be watching. However, if you are actually looking to get out there and do something, maybe work off some of those holiday pounds, what better way to do that than with the wonderful childhood pastime of sledding? That's right, sledding, cheaper than skiing and just as dangerous. Speaking of danger, you can't sled here. But you can sled here. We're at Winnikinny Park. There's two sides to this hill. Don't slide on the other hill where you see the big sign saying don't slide. You'll just end up getting run over by cars and then you'll drown in the water over there. So just come on this side. This is going to be the first hill of many hills that we take a look at today. And I'm going to go ahead and show off my sledding prowess. And on your mark, get set. Oh no! Oh, I'm gonna die! Ah! Folks, we are here at what was definitely the king killer sledding site in Haverhill when I was a child growing up in the 70s and 80s. We're right smack dab in the middle of Silver Hill. To my left is Tilton School. To my right, way down at the bottom of this hill, is Swayze's Field. This is a very steep hill, a very dangerous hill. It took a lot of guts to start where I am at the top of this hill and go all the way down to your fiery doom. But I made it, I survived, and I'm sure a lot of other people did too. Let's see if we can find a place that isn't overgrown. In the Haverhill Journal's quest to find the greatest sledding in the Merrimack Valley, not only did we have to leave Haverhill entirely, we had to leave the day entirely. We're here about a week later on a snow day in Groveland at VC Park on Washington Street. And this is quite the place. If you look behind me, you can see all these folks sledding back there. They're having a grand old time for themselves. It's a perfect hill because you've got this giant hill and you get this long runoff before you end up in the street, so you won't get run over most likely unless you're really fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up there right now. I'm going to give it a try. Well, folks, I'll tell you what, this is a huge hill. I'm looking out, I can see everything from up here. I'm a little frightened. Wish me luck. Here we go. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. Oh no. Oh my God. Oh, what a hill. I give this a 5 out of 5. Ooh. Ah. Okay, so all of the sledding haunts from my childhood are pretty much gone at this point. But I did find one of the most amazing hills around. It's here just up the road from Haverhill in Amesbury on Lion's Mouth Road. It's probably the best hill around. Great scenery. It's wonderful. If you look behind me here, what you're going to see is if you look to my right, your left, you're going to see the Hill of Death. The Hill of Death, you don't want to go down unless you're very brave. On my left, your right, you'll see the Hill of Not So Death. For your viewing pleasure, I will try the Hill of Not So Death. Well, folks, we've shown you some historic spots where people used to sled many moons ago. We've shown you some spots where you can sled now. Remember, just because it's January doesn't mean you can't get out and do something. And if you can't get to Florida, why not go sledding? For the Haverhill Journal, I'm Matt Belfiore, and I'm about to kill myself.
There are still plenty of great sledding locations left, and the weather, while hard on sunbathers, is perfect right now for getting out there and giving it a go. Happy sledding, everyone. A 34-year tradition continued last Friday Eve at the annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr Interfaith Service, hosted by Temple Emmanuel and Calvary Baptist Church. They were joined by the Bradford Christian Academy Choir this year, as well as members of the Greater Haverhill Clergy Association. HC Media was on hand streaming the event live, and we went behind the scenes to learn more about this enduring tradition.
My name is Larry Kahn, and I'm the current president of Temple Emmanuel in Haverhill. The Martin Luther King service in Haverhill was started, I think, 34 years ago by the current rabbi at that time, was Rabbi Ira Corono, and their Reverend Gregory Thomas from Calvary Baptist. And so even though they started and Reverend Thomas was a frequent speaker, it was actually Joe DeVoe who is the choir director over there, and he's actually the current president of NAACP in this area. Also led by Cantor Vera Brookhuizen of our temple. Calvary Baptist was founded, I think, 140 years ago, so they've been around for some time. The current temple site has been there for 81 years, but the temple itself goes back further than that.
My name is Joe DeVoe. I'm the music minister at Calvary Baptist Church and the president of the Merrimack Valley branch of the NAACP. Probably 33 or 34 years ago, there was a restaurant opening up. It was called Sambo's. Now that is a derogatory term for blacks. Now across the street is the Calvary Baptist Church, and we were very opposed to a restaurant that was opened up in the South, was going to open up here. We were going to picket it. The temple were the ones that came and said, we're going to march with you to make sure they don't open up this restaurant. And that's when our friendship and our fellowship began.
It's a very unusual service in that it's on Friday night, and you might know that the Jewish day actually starts in the evening and goes into the next evening. So that's the beginning of what we call Shabbat. And so it's a combined Shabbat and Martin Luther King service, so you're really seeing two entities at the same time. But the beauty of that is that it gives everyone an opportunity to, different faiths, to observe other faiths. And I think it's fascinating. I just love it. It gets better every year.
It took a few years for us to begin this temple fellowship on their Shabbat service. So we would come and we would bring our choir. So that was for probably 10 years. And then we kind of felt separated, kind of segregated at the service. So we said, why don't we put the choirs together?
Another thing I should mention, because it's been a wonderful enterprise, the Bradford Christian Academy came to a point where they didn't have a home anymore, and they were given a fairly brief notice, and they really could not find a place for their high school. Their lower grades are in another spot in the city. So we learned that, and we offered our space because we've got plenty of room, and it's just wonderful having them there. Last year I invited their choir to participate, so now the choir is like double the size that it was before.
Basically what I want to bring to this merger is you know, just a different type of praise. Their choir also praises him, you know, just a little different, but we try and merge that, and then, you know, bringing the Bradford choir in was even better. So we had about, I think, almost 30 to 35 this year. They brought some energy, they brought some kind of innocence, because this is the first time they've ever joined with us. And so it was fun. In coming from a Christian academy, they probably were not accustomed to gospel music, because that's what I bring to the table.
It's a dynamic that people forget sometimes. If you're not just inviting the choir to sing, for example, then you're inviting their families because they come. So the more you can have people who are actually involved in a service, the more the audience gets extended. So that's a thrill to me. Anytime you can look out and see all those people enjoying themselves is wonderful.
It shows that we can come together when we don't believe the same thing, and we can put aside some of our differences and come together, not only for the temple service, but we can put those differences aside for, we have a breakfast at the Unitarian Universalist Church, who also does not believe the same thing as Calvary does, as the temple. So what we're doing, we're saying these things aren't enough to divide us, that we have to come together and we have to try and work together so we can be examples for our children and in generations.
Watch for a replay of the MLK Interfaith service on HC Media's Channel 22 in late January. On February 9th, 2018, 500 churches from around the world will come together for the Tim Tebow Foundation's Night to Shine, where individuals aged 14 and over with special needs can celebrate at their very own prom night. This year, Granite United Church is the only location in New Hampshire hosting this special event. The pre-prom will take place from 4 to 6 p.m. at Granite United Church at 1 Sand Hill Road in Salem, New Hampshire, and the prom will take place from 6 to 9:30 p.m. at Atkinson Resort and Country Club. Granite United Church is thrilled to deliver this event with excellence for the special needs community. If you would like to volunteer or recommend a guest, please contact Erica Croteau at 603-553-7255. If you have a story or event you'd like to see featured on the Haverhill Journal, call us at 978-372-8070 or email info@haverhillcommunitytv.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook or at our HC Media YouTube channel. And that's what's happening in Haverhill the week of January 18th. I'm Lindsay Paris, and we'll see you next time.